So the first semi-final of the first Cricket World Cup in 1975 was played between Australia and England. England batted first, and they were reduced to 36 for 6. Australian fast bowler Gary Gilmore took the first 6 wickets and ended with magical figures of 6 for 14 of his 12 overs. Then of course Lillee and Walker came into the party, and England were bowled out for 93 runs. It looked like a cakewalk for Australia when they came into bat. But lo and behold, even they were bowled out, they were reduced to 39 for 6. And the only recognized batsman who was left was Doug Walters. And in walked Gary Gilmore again. And he played a match-winning innings of 28 runs of 28 balls with 5 fours. And with Walters, took Australia into the finals of the first World Cup by winning that match. He was obviously voted the man of the match, and this was perhaps the first performance within the World Cup where one player completely overshadowed the rest of the players in that match. The second semi-final was between the West Indies and New Zealand, and West Indies won that match and were scheduled to meet Australia in the finals at the Lord's Cricket Ground. And what a match it was. The drama in the match started pretty early when the West Indian opener Roy Fredericks hooked a bouncer of Dennis Lillee for 6. But in doing that, he lost his balance and he dislodged his bails and he was out hit wicket. That was not the only downfall of wickets that West Indies had early in the innings, and they were reduced to 50 for 3. Their star batsman Vivian Richards failing, and that is the time when the West Indian captain Clive Lloyd walked in. Lloyd was this huge man, 6 foot plus, and more importantly, he used to carry this huge bat. I remember some commentators, describing his bat, as if he was carrying an oak tree with him. Apparently, he used to call his bat Bertha, and he came and played one of the most breathtaking innings in the history of the Cricket World Cup. He hit 182 balls, 12 fours and 2 sixes. Imagine this were the early days of one-day cricket, and for somebody to come and play that kind of innings then in the first finals was absolutely amazing. And on the other side, there was another West Indian great called Rohan Kanhai, known for his stylish batting. This was the last international innings that Rohan Kanhai played, and he played the second fiddle while Lloyd's was going great guns. And in fact, there was a period of 11 overs where Rohan Kanhai didn't even score a run. So he scored a good half century, 55 runs, and West Indies ended up with 291 runs of their allocated 60 overs. So in reply, Australia made a fairly steady start, and they were about 80 runs for 1 when Vivian Richards, who had missed out with the bat when West Indies batted, through his brilliant fielding made a mark in the match, and he ran out the next 3 Australian batsmen, Greg Chappell, their opener Alan Turner, and their captain Ian Chappell. That changed the course of the match, and it reached a stage that when the last pair of Lillee and Thompson came at the crease, Australia required another 59 runs to win the match in just 7 overs. So imagine an asking rate of more than 8 with just the last pair on the crease. Lillee and Thompson actually made a match of it. They brought Australia fairly close to the target, and then another drama happened. Lillee played a ball off holder and was caught by Fredericks. The crowd thought that West Indies had won the match, and they invaded the ground, and they didn't realize that the umpire had signaled a no ball. So in that confusion, Lillee and Thompson were trying to take singles, or they were trying to run between the wickets and score runs, and Fredericks tried to run them out. He missed it, and in that confusion the ball was lost, and Lillee and Thompson kept on running and taking the runs. Of course, the crowd was finally dispersed and the ball was found, and the umpires awarded only 2 runs to the Australian pair, and Thompson protested, and they then said, okay, fine, they gave 3 runs to the Australian team. Australia finally fell short by 17 runs. They were bowled out for 274 through yet another run out in the innings, where Thompson was run out by the wicketkeeper Derek Murray, which was the 5th run out in the innings of the Australian team. So that's how dramatic the first finals of the World Cup was, and it's still, those incidents from the final are a part of the folklore, cricketing folklore. And the West Indian cricket team led by Lloyds was the first team that won the Prudential Cricket World Cup in 1975. And it also marked the Test debut of Michael Holding, who would become one of the best fast bowlers ever to play the game.